Hey, how you doing? I'm Devin Allen here at the BMA, interviewing some of my friends and family for the new hip hop show that's coming. I hope you love it. Just want to sit down and talk about the influence of Baltimore has in the hip hop space. We here, BMA, hip hop show. You know, I've sat down with some amazing people, but we got somebody special today. Who I'm sitting with?
Your mother.
My mom. What's your name though?
My name is Gail Green Allen Kearney. It's a mouthful.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Now we're gonna jump right into this, interviewing my mom about hip hop, and I want to jump straight to, you know, I got some of your original albums. I got the Prince. I got the Earth. I got a lot of albums that we found in Grandma's basement.
Yes.
But you know, you old. You was here before hip hop, so.
Yes.
So, but when hip hop came on the scene, what was your song? Like, what was your first hip hop experience that you had a song? It might have been in I don't know what you was listening to. You had your vinyls, y'all had 8 tracks and all this stuff. What was your first hip hop experience when it came on the scene? Like,
Well, naturally, the first one I remember was Sugar Hill Gang.
The hip hop, the hip to the hip.
But the one that really did it was The Message. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yeah.
So for me, when I think about hip hop, we came straight from disco and club. I'm an Odell's baby.
Hey, Odell.
Gatsby's, Giovanni, Pascal's. I love to dance. So with hip hop music, I like the hip hop music that we could dance to, that we could just really just go in and just dance to. So we had Curtis Blow. Christmas rap was who thought we would rap to a Christmas song, but it was the truth. Mm-hmm. And then Public Enemy. I love Public Enemy.
Fight the power.
Yes, Chuck D. So African Bambaataa. You had a lot of, you know, coming from New York, and you know, it was all right here, Baltimore, D.C., New York. That was the rap that we grew up to. In fact, what sent me into labor with you was Salt and Pepper.
You really was gonna bring that up.
Push it. That was my song. I love Salt and Pepper.
You pushed me out.
The doctor told me that I had to move and get around. So my aunt and them put on Salt and Pepper, and I got up on my mother's house in the old row homes in the city. The first step before you went to the second floor was a great big step. That was the stage, and I got up there and I pushed it. He 8 pounds 9 ounces, and then we did it.
So thank you to Salt and Pepper for getting me there. Now, you know, you know, when I asked to do, when I worked with building this with the amazing team at the BMA, when I was asked to be a part of the show, and like I was able to write, you know, I got some images in it, you know, and I was super excited. I was like, yo, we got to take this further. You know, we're storytellers. I'm a storyteller. You're a storyteller, but I love transparency. You know, my work is always about that. Let's talk about you back in the day in this box.
Okay.
I know what the box is, but what's this box?
This box, I think I bought this box like the first time I went to the islands with my mom. It was the first time I went. And I bought this box. She didn't know it, but what I wanted this box for was because somebody told me if it had the wooden and the little velvet, it was the best place to keep my pot. And if my mother saw it, she wouldn't think to go in it because she was always flushing my weed down the toilet. So, and that's what this box is.
So what you got in the box?
In this box, I dated a guy. He had the best weed. Believe it or not, when I bought this box, I was working for the FBI. That's the really crazy part about it, in Washington, D.C. And so I dated a guy, and he had the best weed, and he drove a Subaru, and he bought me a Subaru lighter. And so I was afraid of matches because I accidentally set my hair on fire.
Oh, yeah, you had the S-curl?
No, I never had an S-curl.
Oh.
Don't do me like that. No.
Oh, okay. That's all
I
right.
had an afro, and the sulfur popped off the match and set my hair on fire. So I don't fool with matches. So I always had cigarette lighters.
Now, we gonna skip over this embarrassing picture you have of me in here with the Yankee fitted.
Yeah, you
I know they're
played
gonna
T-ball.
try to get some. I'm gonna make sure they edit it out. But now, let's say you chilling, you rolling a joint. What was you listening to? You know,
Oh,
like if
wow.
it's a
First-
hip hop song, you got to throw it on, you rolling the joint out your box. What you throwing on?
It would have to be Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang?
See, I learned when you drink absolute
Absolute
straight,
straight,
it burns.
enough to give your chest hair as a perm. Method
I
Man.
love Method Man. And he has aged like fine wine. Woo,
Okay.
that's another story. So I definitely love Wu-Tang Clan. Like I said, I love stuff that I can dance to. So raw bass, it takes two to make a thing go right. Because I like to dance.
Doom, doom,
So
doom.
anything that I can dance to
Yeah.
is what I'm going to. And then my favorite rapper who I
already know
love
what
to
you about to
know in is LL.
LL
I
Cool J.
love LL Cool J is just wonderful. And my husband get mad telling me he's had plastic surgery. I'm like, you don't know that. He's wealthy. He can take care of himself. I love LL. I love anything that he does.
Now, you know, you forgot DMX. Rest
Oh,
in peace, but
we
you
have
know.
no, because we starting back. You
I know,
act,
I'm
I'm
just trying to
coming up.
speak-
Oh, you
I-
know I love DMX.
I know. Rough Riders.
Yes.
But now, you know, growing up, you know, my mom would take me to Walmart because that's where they had the clean CDs
Yep.
at. Because she didn't want no cussing in my music.
Nope.
Not knowing that I would just get it from my friend anyway, or record it and dub it because my dad, you know, blasted music. He burned CDs for people. That's how he made money on the side. But let's talk about ladies' night, you know. And I talked about it early. I remember like growing up, and it was just like all my aunts, your homegirls, Mary J. Blige, Method Man, 411,
Friday
you know,
nights.
Faith Evans, Friday
Yep.
nights. Y'all had y'all Moscato, you know, your something home, and
Grandma, yeah.
you know, and music is how we connect, is how we embrace each other. Like, just talk about ladies' night, you know.
Ladies' night used to be on Friday nights. And I used to like to have it at my house because I had kids and my husband worked at night. So we would just, it was CDs back then, so it was really complicated. And I was the DJ. So I used to have a 5-disc holder stereo. And then I would just line up what everybody wanted to hear sometimes. Because I was a DJ and I don't take requests.
DJ no request.
Yeah, that's what they used to call me, DJ no request. And so I would put in the Mary J. Blige with her and Method Man. You're all I need. And my kids were right there, so they had to listen to whatever I listened to. And they had their own little stereo, so they could turn their music up. Devin was a game person, so he would be playing with his games. He was a little bit older than his sister, so he could go out. But for ladies' nights, and I have some friends that can, I mean, these ladies can really, really sing. A lot of us grew up in church and we were in choirs and all of that. So, I mean, we would start at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, we'd be waving bye to each other. Yeah, just sitting there, just singing, listening to music, because music makes you feel good. It whatever you went through, and I'm from corporate America. After I left the FBI, I went to corporate America, and I managed the customer service department. He mentioned DMX. So during customer service one week, I actually took DMX, and we did one year, if you don't know, you better ask somebody, was one of the themes. And then it was,
Make me lose my mind.
y'all
up
gonna
in
make
here.
me, as the manager, I was telling them, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. So I was able to, you know, put music in a lot of things that I did in my life. And now it's so ironic that it doesn't seem like 50 years of hip hop. When Sugar Hill came out, I was going to Poly in like the 9th or 10th grade, and now they're saying 50 years, and I'm like, ooh. You know, but they said it wasn't good. My mother hated it. She said it was noise. My dad passed away when I was in the 9th grade, so right before Sugar Hill came out, but my dad was a big Gil Scott Haran person, Nina Simone, so I knew all about that. And in a sense, that's the first rap, because it was poetry. They were poets and they put it to music, but it was early hip hop.
Yeah.
So ladies' night, to get back to that, we would listen to Gail. we would go to the Spinners, and if you listen to some of their breakdowns and some of their songs, they actually had some spoken word, which is simply hip hop. So hip hop is important. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It was a part of ladies' night, men's night, kids' night, every night,
Yeah.
all day.
You know, and one of my favorite things that we do, you know, we would sit, you know, and this is the thing that everyone is going back to, you know, is that hip hop, like you said, it has evolved from other things.
Yes.
It's intertwined. And, you know, I talked earlier like how you can listen to Kanye West and you can hear Nina and the influence of Gail Scott Heron. But like even us, we would sit listening to music and in the songs that I love, that I'm blasting, and I'm trying to surprise you, like, you gonna like this. And you be like, that's so-and-so, they sampled that, that. But, you know, let's talk about that. Just like, you know, you say it's been 50 years, but just the evolution of it, how it's been, you know, if you think about the West Coast, how the Parliament, the Funkadelics, you know, I love Parliament. You know,
I was there when the mothership landed. How can you love Parliament more than me?
But I'm saying it influenced West Coast rap. But let's talk
Yes.
about, you know, your first concert. It might not be your first, but I love the Parliament story.
My most memorable concert. I got to see, it was Parliament, formerly Funkadelic, Rick James, Earth, Wind and Fire, and another group.
And you had your box with you, right? I know if
No,
that concert.
no, not that concert. No, I
No.
didn't know. I wasn't even out of high school when the mothership landed. I was in high school, but I was smoked up when I got there. But I didn't have my box then. But to be at a concert where, and now it's called, I call it the Chicken Arena, but what is it? Royal Farms.
Royal Farms Arena.
Yeah. But it was the Civic Center back then, and the ceiling actually opened up. And the mothership actually came down from the ceiling, and the steps opened up, and Bootsy Collins, and you know, everybody just came out of the mothership in the Civic Center, and they was passing marijuana around, and they just really just got funky. It was unbelievable. It was packed. It was standing room only. It was amazing. And I think the tickets was like $8 to see all of those amazing acts, and they were actually bands with music. And if it's one negative thing I can say about hip hop that I don't like about a lot of this now, all the music's manufactured. I don't mind the sampling, but give me some real bands, give me some music, give me some instruments. That's what I miss most about hip hop of today. And then you can't understand half the stuff that they're saying, it don't make any sense.
Oh, you're not a fan of the mumble rap?
No, I'm not. No, I think music should mean something to somebody, and I just don't, other than the beat, you know.
Mm-hmm. Before we leave, I got one more question for you before we leave off stage. An album, if you got one hip hop album and you could share it with the world and everybody that's going to see this, you know, 50 years of hip hop.
The 411.
411 Mary J. Blige. We're going to leave it there. That's my favorite album.
That's my favorite album.
From Mary J.
Yes.
Period. Now, what song would you tell people to go straight to? I know what song you probably gonna pick, but I'm gonna let you say it.
Love without a limit, loving you every day.
Hey.
Don't you look no more, love without a limit. That's it. That's
Love
my
you, Ma.
favorite
Thank
song.
you
Love
so
you
much
too.
for coming.
Oop, I gotta get unhooked.